Hello everyone, this is SeRe here, back with another awesome Halo 5 video for you guys today. I'm very excited today guys to finally be delivering my winter season 2016 gameplays for Halo 5 free-for-all, and particularly for champion free-for-all matches. I'm very excited to get to this content guys because I haven't played champion level free-for-all or high Onyx level free-for-all since I played back in August, where I maintained a champion for the whole season from beginning to end and matched some of the best players that play online. So I haven't played since those times, so I was a bit rusty going into this, and as I said, you know, this wasn't a campaign for me to play over the whole 2 months of the winter season. I only played for the first few days that it came out, so it was just kind of to get used to it again and just to see how champion free-for-all differed from when I played it back in August. Two things I've noticed is that the gameplay seems to be a lot different now because the maps are sort of different, with this new one starting today on Mercy, and also the population of Halo 5 free-for-all players has severely decreased, sadly to say, since the summer period in my opinion, which makes it a lot harder to get games and generally makes it less enjoyable to play. But nevertheless guys, we've got a champion free-for-all match up here, and I've got a load of great content that I want to share with you. And I really enjoyed playing Mercy on the first time. This is my first time against champion free-for-all players on this map. So just one today in particular, which was iTrovble, which I'm guessing is iTrouble. We obviously couldn't get the U, got the V instead. He's a champion free-for-all player in this gameplay with the envious emblem. Also matching against Sommair, who's a Twitch kid who actually appears in many Twitch chats. I'm guessing he likes his Halo, so Sommair. Ruzted Frenetik as well was another guy that gave me a bit of competition in a few of these games. He's actually in another video of mine coming up, and he seemed like a decent player. So I'm going to go through this pretty slowly guys. It's my first time playing Mercy / Haven in brackets. The Halo 4 map Haven is what it's based off. So as far as I can see from the spawns I've been cycling through here, we've got 3 players around the blue side of the map, 1 at the stairwell, 1 above on the street, and 1 below as well, so 3 players on that side. We also have a player from the red side on the stairwell, and we also have 1 on the lift, and I think we had a player near the Mohawk area. Actually no, sorry, we didn't. We had myself below, bottom mid, underneath open ramp. So that accounts for all the 6 players, and as you can see, my time having gone by and not playing you know, from August until now in free-for-all has definitely not dulled my reactions or instincts, because that was some beautiful sniping right there, to be honest, to start things off. You know, great play to be able to pull that off, you know, given the spawn I was given under the snipe, and what a lovely way to get that first shot. That was a disgusting no-scope, and finish him with a nice you know, 2-piece on the second guy. Sorry, not 2-piece, that's a movement with a shotgun. 2 body shots to finish off the second player. So at this point guys, you know, really nice start with the sniper rifle. As I've said with sniping in free-for-all, it's the same for every map that you play in Halo 5 free-for-all, even Mercy. Just don't want to become too dependent on it and too stagnate. Still remain aggressive and be ready to switch out with the BR when you need to. Don't hold the snipe down for ridiculous periods of time. So at this point guys, I'm not really finding anyone. I realise that there's a lot of people underneath. I saw 2 red dots on my radar underneath, so I decided to push down. The gravity hammer is down there, but I'm a little bit uncertain to go for it because I wasn't sure if more players were going to rush. I personally think I should have grabbed that, to be honest, because it's actually a really valuable weapon to get on this map, and it is recyclable as well, so you do want to make use of the gravity hammer if you play Mercy. And I've watched, you know, some various other YouTubers post content of this map in particular, and there's one video from Footed Ghost actually that I really enjoyed, where he used the hammer really effectively and made it really work for him. So definitely getting the hammer is advantageous on this map, I feel. It's definitely a weapon that you should really consider, and that spawns under Mohawk. So at this point guys, trying to line up some shots for me with the beam rifle, which is a really nice bit of play. You know, I'm not too familiar with the spawns yet. Obviously we discussed the ones at the start of the game that were available, but I think we'll have to see this map a few times. I have won it a few times in the winter season, so we will see the map, how it's kind of different for each game, and I'm going to compare that so we can get a full set of spawns. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. The way this map plays, in my opinion, I really love this map in Halo 4. Haven was one of my favourite maps to play. I find with free-for-all and Halo 5 though, it plays a bit differently. It feels a bit bigger, and I feel that with this map in free-for-all, you either find a lot of action very quickly, or you spend ages running around it and not finding anyone. It's a weird kind of map to play for free-for-all, and I think to that effect it can be really hard to win games on this sometimes, because you're doing all you can to try and find kills, and the kills just not presenting themselves to you. You really have to throw yourself into the action on this map at all times. So definitely capitalising on your kills on Mercy free-for-all is going to be really important, because you don't know when the next opportunity might arise. So definitely a good idea to work in a circular motion still if you play most free-for-all maps like that. You know, coming from wherever you were previously to another point on a sort of circular, you know, travelling in a circular way, then you're definitely going to find people eventually. And that was a really nice double I got with the saw there. I was really happy to see that and took a bit of a lead based on that double kill. But definitely, as you can see, you know, I'm taking much care to not put myself in the least advantageous place on the map. When I was bottom red street there, I think that was bottom red street I was on, I lifted up to top mid rather than electing to go to Mohawk. The reason I did that is because coming up Mohawk on Halo 5 free-for-all Mercy on this map is kind of like really, you know, not advantageous at all, because there could be a lot of people crouching there, and that's why I decided to lift into top mid as opposed to coming up from underneath Mohawk. You always want to try and get the height above players when you play Halo, so you know, trying to avoid like chasing up on a stairwell is obviously an important thing you have to kind of be aware of when you play Halo in general. So I really like that play to go to top mid instead. At this point, guys, just looking to push off my spawn for battles I can see. Unfortunately, dying to this hammer guy twice. To avoid that, though, personally, I could have been making use of it. I think it just hadn't really clicked to me yet. Obviously, it was my first time sort of playing against skillful players on this map. So obviously, it was my first time actually playing it to a high standard in free-for-all. So obviously, I was getting used to how I should play it. But I think incorporating into my gameplay now, I think the gravity hammer would definitely have to be a focus. But there are a lot of power weapons on this map. There is also a saw at the Mohawk we've just seen. There's a beam rifle that I used at the start of the game on the open ramp, so there are definitely a lot of things in this free-for-all on this map that can really make it difficult for you. And that right there was just really unfortunate. I was a bit annoyed that I fed Ruzted Frenetik 2 kills there, because I had a 2-kill lead over him, funny enough. And I was going to finish him off, but this player just turns out of nowhere. A bit like a madman, to be honest. Just gets me with a splinter nade, which is really unfortunate, because I would have probably had the kill on Frenetik and possibly had a chance at killing him as well. So that should have been my double kill, to be honest. A great play from Frenetik to capitalise on the situation. It's really unlucky for me that I couldn't, you know, obviously prevent that from happening. I feel at this point in the game, like I've slowed down a little bit. You really have to think about kills per minute in Halo 5 free-for-all, especially if you're playing a champion player. If you notice that you're starting to not get many kills, you need to step up the tempo a bit, because if you have a lead and saying you'll get like, you know, 1 kill per minute or something, that you really have to up the tempo, because you're probably not going to win if you carry on like that. So I realise at this point I just have to really try and get a bit more involved. That's a really unfortunate death to die to Frenetik. Yeah, should have had a trade there. The reason I might not have got it was because he had a brute plasma rifle, which was really frustrating. Right here, just missed the 5th shot. That would have been a perfect kill if I landed that 5th shot. But luckily I was able to finish off iTrovble, the champion free-for-all player, so that was lucky for me, because that was a really essential kill that I needed to get, and another really big kill there on Frenetik, because he's in 2nd right now, so really nice play to be able to get him for the 2nd kill. Really nice idea to go for the saw. Yeah, it's possibly that's possibly an occurring, you know, recurring situation right there, coming from underneath at Mohawk. Like I said, it's not very advantageous if someone is above. They can easily just jump on you like that guy did to me, and he was obviously sat there for a while. It's a bit frustrating that the guy was there, if I'm honest, because in Halo 5 free-for-all generally, like, you know, players aren't able to wait on a power weapon, but maybe they are in Mercy free-for-all, because it's quite a big map, I think. And you know, I do find with this map in free-for-all from the games I've played on it that either you see a lot of action or you don't really see much at all, and I'm guessing that he didn't see much at all, and you know, had a more than ample enough time to just sit there and wait. So do be aware of that on this map. There are going to be opportunities where players will just camp on this map because they can. So just be aware of it. But you know, the fact remains, always try to go for your power weapons you know, later rather than earlier, because otherwise you're a sitting target in most normal circumstances. At this point I noticed Sommair on my radar is on the ramp. I tried to hammer him off the map, unfortunately he's a bit too bright for that, and thrust back on. At this point I don't like the choice to sort of leave myself so open to his shots, to be honest. You know, it probably would have been better to just back up earlier, but luckily I was able to stay alive. Here, just way too aggressive, to be honest. I honestly thought I could get the kill on him, which was... I don't know why I thought that, to be honest. I'm not sure if I knew that he had a saw or not, but nice play to try and get above him. When I realised I was going to die, obviously threw off the hammer off the map, because I don't think I was bright enough to think, oh yeah, I'll definitely go back for the hammer now, because as you can see I'm not making my way back to it. I should be, because it's on a 10-second respawn, because it's a recyclable weapon, so I should be on my way to grab it, but I'm not. Instead I'm going for a kill under the street. But I think the first thing would have been to do there, obviously good to get a kill out of that scenario, but it would be to get that gravity hammer, because you really need that at your disposal. Not saying that, you know, it is easy to get it back if you happen to find the player out in the open and get a nice nade, but you know, definitely securing it earlier would be pretty advantageous to do. So at this point here, guys, I know the new saw's coming up. I expected most of the players to be underneath. I didn't expect Frenetik to be up top mid with me. Nice kill to make him trade there. I felt like he had the upper hand in that first part of the fight, so to get a trade in that scenario is pretty huge. It took him out of the gameplay for a while, and also as well, he's 2 kills down, so he needs to up the tempo a bit rather than be trading. So unfortunately he does get a kill on bottom mid there on a player that I failed to clear up. So a couple of times this gameplay Frenetik capitalised on my mistakes, and that's really good play from him to be able to do that. He definitely stood a good chance in this free-for-all against me because of the fact he was capitalising on my errors, which is, I mean, if you can do that in Halo 5 free-for-all against a good player, then you're definitely going to have a good chance of beating them, because they're going to get annoyed that, you know, you keep capitalising on their errors, and they might just tilt a little bit, or, you know, they might just not play the same way. So it really is quite good if you can do that in Halo 5 free-for-all. There's a lot of various different strategies for, you know, trying to get more kills out of people. Right here, not sure why I dropped my pistol for the envious assault rifle. I know it's lovely. I do have it on my main account, but not on my alternates, obviously. But yeah, not sure why that was necessary, to be honest. I have the saw out in possession. You know, the assault rifle is ridiculously good weapon as well, but I think it would have been better to have the pistol out, especially for shots like that on a player that's on the upper ramp. I'm not sure what the thought process was behind that. I don't think it was just because I like the envious assault rifle more than my, you know, bare-skinned Magnum, but I'm not sure what the reasoning was there. But regardless, you know, getting a kill with it now for the killing sprees, that's nice. That's showing that I'm staying alive and probably finally learning the map in terms of playing it on you know, high on X2 champion free-for-all, so that's nice to see that I'm finally grasping the map. Right there, trying to stay alive and getting above the player that I was originally shooting on a level with me. Unfortunately, Sommair pulls off a really nice snipe. You've got to expect, you know, people to be really observant like that at this high level free-for-all, I guess, so that's probably a mistake on my part to hang around there for so long. Again, you know, making use of those jumps to avoid, obviously, walking to my death on the guy on the stairs. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay alive, so that is going to result in me being cleared up. At this point, I see one player's position on my death cam, so that's useful information for me going forward on this last part of the game. He was going towards red stairwell, so I'm approaching it carefully, checking if anyone's crouching. I managed to catch him off guard. It's Sommair, and I finish him with the Magnum kill right there to end the game. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this first installment of my champion free-for-all content from the winter season. I've got a lot more of these. I won 20 something games, maybe like 25 games on this account, so there will be a little bit of content for you to watch. I didn't play for the whole 2 months, just for the first like 8 days or something, so I hope you guys enjoy the content I have coming out. This was SeRe, and I'll see you next time with the next upload. Bye guys.